10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Folks, Competition Plus Power Hour live, and we're glad to be back with you once again. Got Dujane Bland on, Nikki Clark, and also the boss man, Bobby Bennett, and we are going to be chatting it up concerning drag racing along with you. We just want to take the time on this episode and take this unorganized rundown of what the heck is going on in the world of drag racing, because there's some great things and there are some wild things for sure. Look, NHRA, big news today. Alexis DeJoria, finally, we get the official announcement. Been kind of waiting on that one, that she moves to John Force Racing. So, yeah, silly season this year for the NHRA has been wild.
Very. But I'm glad to hear about Alexis. It's another one of those worst kept secrets. It seemed like everybody knew, but now we have to wait to see, who's going to be crew chief, who's going to be on the crew. Because with all the changes that, with JFR and Prox leaving. So what's going on over there?
Yeah, I heard that they don't make crew chief announcements, but I hope that they do. It would be kind of nice to see what the hierarchy is and who's where and what. And who's behind which car, whatever. So I'm hoping that it's some guys that, have worked hard and who are deserving of a shot at being the leader and the crew chief. Yeah,
there's lots of high caliber crew chiefs that still haven't landed in places right now. So we'll see. I'm like, I think we're all afraid of talking over each other. So we got the silence now. Because I'm like, I don't want to talk over him. I don't want to talk. Are you finished talking yet? But no, I'm good. And the thing I love about Alexis, I've been an Alexis fan forever. Even before I started working in racing, I went out to Topeka track and I'm like, I want to meet Alexis. She's so cool. I still have the hat that I bought, my, hat. But she worked up. I like what she did. She worked her way up from Top Elk Funny Car, which I think so many drivers should do. I think. I'm not going to say the instant, but you just don't hop into a Top Fuel dragster or Top Fuel Funny Car. You got to work your way up. So I'm glad she did that, and she is such a kick-ass lady, and just like so passionate. So I cannot wait to see her over at JFR and what she can do with the JFR power.
Yeah, she's go ahead.
That was what we were afraid of. I think that I've never.
Every time.
Yep, freezing up.
Oh, man. The internet. Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, back. Well, probably somebody hit a telephone pole down the road. First week here, I think I counted like 50 ambulances and fire trucks going down the road. So I'm like, I'm definitely not going down that highway right there. I mean, like going home last night, there were like 3 wrecks, a bunch of no driving.
And you didn't even have snow like we did.
Yeah.
We don't need snow to run over everybody. But anyway, I think this season, I think this is shaping up before it's even begun to be one of the most exciting drag racing seasons.
Yes.
And we're still not finished with this crazy silly season stuff. We're just scratching the surface. And, so the question now out there is does Force name the driver for Cornwell Tools and then bring on another driver to have 4 funny cars? So I don't think that that's been totally solidified, because I can tell you that there has been talks with another team, another driver to come in too. So, so what do you do here? Do you, you lost the bid to get the driving job on the Cornwell Tools. Oh, yeah, but you still got to ride, So it's just like, I don't know. I can tell you till it's blue in the face. I can tell you one of the guys I would love to see in a race car, in a funny car, and I think he's the closest thing to John Force out there is, my gosh, somebody step up and put Stevie Fast Jackson in a Nitro funny car.
That's a good pick.
That is.
That's something that hasn't rolled off of people's tongue at all. You've heard Lyle Barnett, but no one's ever said that. And you got a really good point there. He is high strung. He doesn't mince words. There's a lot of things that fly out of his mouth, and I love it because he does. He is the closest thing, I think, to being John Force out there as far as the talking aspects of it.
And I think one time he said he wanted to drive it because Clay Millican, they did a mic'd up thing, and he went and talked to everybody, and he went Stevie Fast, and he's like, I love funny cars. They go fast. I love driving funny car. My best Stevie Fast impersonation.
You even sounded like him.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to give you guys some inside stuff.
Hi, Chris.
Back before Force had his accident, and he was trying to kind of slowly working on the exit strategy. I mentioned to Force, I said, Force, the perfect guy, not that we're trying to kick you out of the seat or anything, but when you do decide you want to move off, this guy, Stevie Fast Jackson, would be a seamless transition for you. And it doesn't matter if he couldn't drive the car or not, he'd be just as entertaining coming out. And I remember Force couldn't drive a car either when he started, but he did all right. He got better. But I kept telling him that. And I said, Force, don't make the same stupid mistake you made before when I suggested a driver to you. And he says, what? Well, I don't have a ride for him. I said, when you get out, let him be your first choice. And, of course, this is before Jack Beckman, and I think Jack Beckman's a very great driver, and I think he's great for John Force Racing. I said, the one other driver I just hammered on you to get, and you just let him pass. And just think how many championships you'd have had if you'd have got him. And Force says, I know, I just didn't have a car. I said, yeah, well, you did, and you let it pass. That driver was top alcohol dragster driver Justin Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine how lethal that would have been with David? Oh, holy moly.
I've worked with David. He is just like, his mind is always going, and he's like, so, yeah, I cannot wait to see Josh Hart and with Grubby. Those two are just going to be.
It's Wes.
Hi,
yeah. Wes got a whole lot of promos down there in Bradenton, and that's going to be one hell of a show. You got, 50, I think it's like 50 of them in the class trying to go for 32 spots. The intensity level, the competition level, it's going to be fire. It's really going to be fire, man. Looking forward to that winter series kicking off this weekend. Good stuff, Wes.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great event. We got team ready to cover it this weekend, even though I'm taking a rare vacation this weekend.
What?
Yes. I'm taking a vacation.
I didn't know that existed.
In the words of LeBron James, it's about damn time.
Look, there are certain things that a man has to experience in life, and so I figure it's just best to go on to New York City and getting a mugging off of my bucket list.
You can do that in Albuquerque too. So yeah. But Wes, he's going to have a great event down there. And remember, guys, I love what this is now. It's the Snowbirds have always been big, always been important, but it's an entire series now. Like drag racing just never stops. And you've got the gang out there that says that we're dying and dead as a sport. It's like, no, you got like $1 million multiplier out there if you win every race in that series. I mean, from NHRA to what they got going on down there at Bradenton to Chaos to Sega to IHRA to all of it is doing pretty darn well.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And, it's impressive to have someone that is within the drag racing community and can forward think. You know what I mean? And this was a huge deal of kind of forward thinking and seeing what we can do to kind of keep things going. And, everybody, there's people, drag racers want to drag race. They don't want to hear about no wintertime. And it's a great opportunity for some guys with pro mod cars. I mean, you see Antron Brown's getting out there with him and Brian Karate getting out there, being a part of this thing. It's a great idea, and it's turned into something, mega. And I can't wait to see what this year brings.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, I don't know how to describe this, but man, I tell you what, in drag racing, it doesn't matter how great something is. We got a freaking pocket of Eeyores out there. If you're old enough to remember who Eeyore was,
Yes,
of course.
Don't even talk about you guys didn't watch Winnie the Pooh. You bunch of old guys like me. You watched Winnie the Pooh.
I'm just a bright ray of sunshine.
Yeah. And I'm like, I sit there and I watch that, and they're so negative that when they come on the social media, and then they make a comment, a totally negative comment, and I'm like, did you even read the article? No, you didn't read the article. The article that I spent 4 hours writing, okay, and I'm like, guys, just do us a favor and don't post, okay? We'll take the hit on the interaction loss. Okay.
They can't even count these days. Apparently, we don't know the difference between an 1/8 mile, 1,000 feet, and a quarter-mile race.
No, they don't.
I'm just trying to figure out, like.
I'm tempted to start taking to the drag strip these little index cards that are helpful guides of how many blocks are out there and what they mean, and
well, they'd be too late to read.
They probably would be. It fascinates me the post that I made about, hey, look.
Is that Scott Palmer?
Hi, Scott.
Scott, he's down there.
Scott Palmer.
That's what's up.
Another badass.
You
Scott's
got
gonna
that
get
right.
it done down there.
He's the Catalina wine mixer of pro mod racers.
A freaking Catalina wine mixer. Sorry. I love that movie. Sorry.
Me too.
But you know what I mean. It's just I don't understand all of the negativity. It's like NHRA can do the most positive thing, and they get bashed for it.
Yeah,
and it's just like I wrote. Look, they step on their ding-a-ling a lot of times. Okay, sorry, I know. Look, you're in a room full of fellas here. But I'm just saying that they do the stuff. But you know what? How many of these racers have screwed up in a race? Okay? How many of them have screwed up in a race? But yet they'll criticize somebody. I'm sorry, Nicole. I just
what?
But you know what I'm saying? It's just the frustration of it all. It's like you read the article, the commentary that I spent a good 12 hours on. A world without NHRA.
That's a great article.
And then you're like, well, they suck. They need to go away. And I'm just like, yeah, that's my face palm. Or there's enough room. Why are we still fighting a war between the sanctioning bodies that two guys fought in the 1970s and 60s? Actually, 3 guys fought. Why are we still fighting that war?
Yeah.
There's enough room in drag racing for everybody to be out here. I think the small tire racing, I think it's incredible. I think it's great what those guys are able to do on narrow tires. But to degrade a pro mod guy, that goes fast on wider tires, I'm just like, really? Come on, guys. Or IHRA because they run 8 mile. I mean, it's like we said in the opening commentary that you want them to be different, you want them to do better, but then you criticize them for doing what you wanted to just because it does not fit your model for what you think drag racing should be.
At least they're trying something different. They're putting in effort. They're listening to the fans, and they're trying to do. But I always go back to, you can't make everybody happy. You're not Nutella.
No.
You can't make everybody happy.
No, cannot make everybody happy. And, with the NHRA, I think one of the bright spots when we look into 2026 is the schedule. I think it's one of the most refreshing schedules we've seen in a while. I really appreciate going mostly to one place, going to one venue, one time of the season, and bringing in some new places into the fold and giving them a shot and making it work in some different markets. I think we've got a lot to look forward to in 2026 with the NHRA making an attempt with a schedule that looks really different than we've seen, I would say, at least for the past, 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
yep.
I agree. You could tell there was real thought brought into how they brought that schedule in. The fact that how they released it, I thought it was very creative. It reminded me of when the NFL and the teams do their schedule release. It was very well done, and it was definitely outside of the box. So I think people should be really pleased with what the NHRA has put out with their schedule. And you look at the schedule, and you look at with all the craziness with moves and changes being made, cars being added, it's going to add to the silly season or the uncertainty really of the up and coming 2026 season. So I'm really excited about the action on the track and what we're going to see, where we're going to see people at, and it's really going to change the landscape. And I think in some ways it's going to balance some things out for a while.
Yeah, and just following up on Mayhem's comment, and I know he was just kidding and everything. These people that cry for 1320, they want 1320 back. They want quarter mile back. Well, you know what else I want back? I want Scott Coletta back. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll give you your 1320 if you can give me Scott Coletta back. And if you actually do the research and understand, that was not NHRA's decision to go to 1,000 foot. That was the professional racers organization, the guys that are putting it and gals that are putting it on the line every weekend. That was their decision. And if that is a problem with you, that you want to see quarter mile at the risk of somebody getting hurt, then maybe you would have been on the front row at the gladiator fights back in the biblical days just to see somebody get killed. Really? I don't think so. If that's your idea of it, then do us a favor and go elsewhere. Go watch circle track racing or I don't know, whatever.
And think about how many tracks it would have killed if they stuck to their guns of 1320, and how many tracks don't have the shutdown area equal to the track size to slow these cars down. How many tracks do you cut out of being able to run at by doing that? So you had to make a call that not only it for the long term benefits everyone, but you also had to make the right call for safety so that we don't see that again. Because I don't know about you, I'm not interested in seeing that ever again, and wish it never happened.
Also,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Also, for those that say, I want my 1320 back, well, you have plenty of it still. I mean, even at an NHRA national event, there's still plenty of racing to 1,320 feet. 90% of the makeup of a national event is still going to the quarter mile. It's the fuel cars. That is all that's running to 1,000 feet. That is it. So if you think quarter mile racing is dead, or that that you are limited in some way because of those two classes, you must not be much of a fan of all. You're not following it that well. And yes, as stated earlier, let's remind everybody, 1,000 feet does not equate to eighth of a mile. That's 660 feet.
Yeah,
Hey, look who popped in.
Hey,
hello. Good. We're talking about how far we're racing. I just popped in. Sorry, I got tied up with some family stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan. 333 feet. Ball game. Just a third of 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Go 333. That's it.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could let the drivers race to 1,000 feet and then run the last 320 feet on foot.
I think we should just let them put 1/8 mile, quarter mile, 1,000 foot in a bag. And when they come up to the front of the staging lines, when they roll in the water box, they just pull out. That's their distance. And the crew chiefs have to make an adjustment right there.
Or you go someplace like Brainerd where the drag strip's on the circle track. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, same. Do we do that in Seattle?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Lee's totally regretting, like, I can't believe I let this guy on the show. We were probably doing so well. And then Elon came in and just tipped over the apple cart.
Hey, Elon, you know, you've been in the sport for a long time and obviously public relations and in and out on so many different things. Silly season for the NHRA. I imagine, even though you have been in and around it for so long, this has to be one of the wildest ones.
This hands down, just the volume of changes and announcements that are still going to happen is just crazy. So obviously Alexis to JFR today, you know, that had been rumored. I think that was in the room. That feel like that was in the rumor mill around Halloween. That's how long that's been kind of being rumored to be kind of going around, and they're just trying to sort that out. Hang on.
Lighting issues.
I'm way too lit up. I'm sorry. I just ran in here.
Ring light.
But just the crew chiefs shuffling around. I think there's some more announcements coming down about that.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it is crazy, and just the fact that there's an open seat at JFR right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have gotten into the discussion of who would be a good fit for that seat or not. But, you know, when's that announcement going to come down? You know, the whole Tony Stewart elite, just all the stuff. I've never seen anything like this. Maybe one announcement, maybe two teams, but
right.
Yeah, the whole open seat. That's going to be a good discussion. I that's something I'd love we get into tonight too. Is like everybody in the fans who they think should be in the JFR seat and why. It's like, give us your best argument. Who should be in that seat and why?
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me, I mean, I have a vested interest in this pick, but I think it should be Chris King.
I saw that Chris, he said he's ready and willing. And Will Smith was just on here. Will's driven Funny Car, Top Fuel. He just got the marketing experience. Yes, he's my friend.
And to me, the reason I say Chris King is Cornwell Tools is a sponsor. He's a fireman. He's a blue-collar guy.
Yep.
Knowing what I know about JFR and how that hierarchy works, it's really a little different without active forces. But you look at their lineup now. Beckman with Peak, great spokesperson for Peak, jack of all trades, came up through the sportsman ranks. Josh Hart, the silent assassin, you know, came up through the sportsman ranks, going to be their lone guy in Top Fuel. Alexis can be a big personality and solid sponsor, came up through the sportsman ranks. Chris King is another guy that's, you know, has the dream, has the John Force mindset, has built his own team, but can be a team player. And that's the dynamic over there, is you have to know your role.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he could fit in. And he could bring money. I mean, everyone talks about, are you going to have to be able to bring some money? He's been out there 4 to 6 times a year. And so I think he could make his current deals. And I know he's talking to other people, but he could bring, of all the people out there, the Jordan Vandergriffs, the Julie Natasas, the Ida Zetterstroms, the Bobby Bodys, whoever, I think of all those people, he could bring the most support money to go along with that Cornwell deal of all those people.
Interesting.
Well, add another Funny Car and put Stevie Fast Jackson in it.
Yeah. That's
He
Yeah,
might not win the race,
yeah,
but
you
he'll be
get-
entertaining.
And I just don't know, Bobby, and because to me, Stevie Fast Jackson, Lyle Barnett, but I think we've seen, Rookie of the Year, Spencer Hyde. He admittedly said, "I'm not could drive the wheels off of a Pro Mod car, but coming over to a funny car was a whole new world for him." Now Stevie Fast and Lyle have extensive more experience than Spencer. Not a knock on Spencer, but that's not a learning curve car. Now, granted, Chris King was going to probably have his hands full going from a car that runs low 4s to 380s. But, I'm curious who's going to tune that car as well.
That's another big question. Yes.
And I think that's an announcement that may come in the next couple days or weeks or whatever. But it's going to be to have a seat like that open and, I don't know. There's any number of high profile names, but I think the whole mindset of JFR is we need someone that can drive the car that can also bring us some money.
Yeah. And people have thrown out Sean Bellemier's name, but I know he has no interest in going Top Fuel. He could drive the wheels off that car, but I don't think Sean's interested. But
I think
like I said, I think Will is another one. Like you said, he's worked his way up through the ranks and proven he can drive every car. And he's the PDRA guy. He's marketing guy. He's really good at that stuff.
Yeah.
I think the Pro Modified to funny car thing is a natural progression. Scotty Cannon was the first to do it. And you think about guys like Mike Ashley who did it.
Yeah.
Leah Pruitt did it. And, there are others who have done that and done well at doing that. So I think that I think Stevie could handle it fine. I think Lyle would do fine. That's why I was surprised to see him considered for a Top Fuel car because I just never saw Lyle as a Top Fuel guy. I saw him as a bad to the bone funny car guy. But you know what? I think he could do well in whatever he gets into. He's a great driver and a great personality, and I think he has a great story to tell. And I think that's always good in drag racing.
Yes.
When we have drivers with good stories to tell.
Yeah. Will's in Pro Mod too. What have you
not driven?
He's even did bike too, not competitively, I don't believe, but yeah, he's even done.
Alex Laughlin, but a Smith.
Yeah.
He hasn't done fuel altered yet, but I know that's on his list.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yes.
What a crazy bucket list some of these guys have. Just
I know, right? Off the funny car, he did drive a fuel altered, so there you go. Did he ever blow the body off? I don't think he did.
No. Will had a very good outing at the IHRA event, the last one there at the former Galat Motorsports Park. So several cars had a good showing. The IHRA right now really, you look at what their kind of aim and goal was and what the teams were thinking about. I think a lot of it has been accomplished. Lex June getting a lot more laps in this year than I think he normally would have. Mm-hmm. There was progress with that team from the first IHRA event to the last IHRA event. And if you factor it in, I know there's no champions for the IHRA this year. I know that. I'm not saying there are. But if you added it all up, Lex June would be the champ.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. I mean, he went the most rounds, and that's have you guys already talked about the IHRA schedule?
No,
beforehand we did, but yeah, that's another thing too. And I was going to bring up with IHRA, another powerhouse driver there, bringing up all the IHRAs, bringing out more teams back too. But yes, talk about the schedule, please, Ethan.
Well, no, I'm just curious because I saw Commerce on there and I saw Memphis on there. And
they are talking about revitalizing those and bringing those back. If you look at Atlanta, though, Elin, if you look at it, it's the bones are there. Do you need to clean up the pit road and pits? Sure, but the track isn't really in that bad a shape. Okay. It just needs a tower.
That's my thing is they don't have a tower. I mean, which I guess a tower, that's a real NHRA privilege mindset of how could you possibly run a race without a tower?
Bring in some shipping
They run,
containers.
they run races all the time
Right.
with these
Yeah.
towers.
Come out.
What?
What the hell do y'all think Daryl Cuddle does for a living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got D.
Pockets.
What
What
do
do
you
you
think he does? He doesn't
Yeah,
build
but
card
again-
houses.
I am that is showing my, you can say elitist or naivety or just ignorance of like, I've only been an NHRA guy. The first drag race I ever saw was at the Motorplex. So that is my mindset of how, I primarily only go to national events. I go to a fair, whatever. But so that's my elitist attitude of how could you possibly, and I just don't know if those places have just been sitting for 4 or 5 years. It's got good bones, but we all saw Pomona's got good bones, but it still takes it 4 or 5 days to get whipped into shape.
Yeah.
What
And
about
that's-
Virginia? Wasn't that kind of shut down?
Virginia.
Yeah, for like
They had-
but not for national events. I feel like it was raced more consistently before the
Gotcha.
Franklins bought it.
Yeah.
But but trust me, I have a lot of fond memories in Commerce. I have a lot of fond memories in Memphis. So seeing those tracks come back, I want to see tracks come back that we thought were dead. So I'm a fan of that. I just honestly don't know, what they're gonna
Right there.
have.
Just because it takes NHRA 7 years to build a tower doesn't mean that Daryl Cuddle
Also true.
works in.
Also true that money talks and builds things at a rapid pace. You could put
He builds things for a living, so
right. Yeah, I mean, Buddy Hull builds Whataburgers in like 45 minutes. So I'm not saying it can't be done.
Yeah.
So
you say Buddy Hull builds the actual Whataburger.
yeah, Vertex, they have contracts with Whataburger to go in and basically they can refurbish or modernize like the old school Whataburgers to new school Whataburger
Really?
literally like overnight.
Well,
I mean,
Indy,
Did not know that.
they should have had Buddy Hull.
And have I been offered a free double cheeseburger for my good buddy Buddy Hull for his access to Whataburger? No.
I've only had Whataburger like once ever.
Come on, buddy.
So
What
good.
you doing, man?
So good. So much better than In-N-Out. I'm just saying it out loud.
They have them in
Is it
Kansas
so?
City now because of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick missed Whataburger, so he's like, I'm gonna build me some Whataburger in Kansas City.
Smart.
So-
man.
I think they built a Crystal Burger here in Spartanburg and put a Whataburger name on it because that's what the burgers taste like.
I mean, oh, girl.
Man.
But
So
yeah,
I can say on the IHRA schedule from an undisclosed source that what did actually go to print, don't expect it to stay the same.
good to know.
Well, I mean, again, not just taking shots at IHRA, but that's pretty much par for the course.
It has been. It really has been.
But also, I'm a big fan of speaking stuff into existence.
Manifested.
Like, hey, you just manifest it. And I think that's the best thing of what, drag racing and sports and so many things of like, it's not going to happen if you don't say it's going to happen and take that first step to try to make it happen. It'll never happen if you don't ever take
Right.
that first step or put it out there and just see what'll happen. I mean, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza was an idea that was talked about for 2 or 3 years
I love it.
before we finally said, F it, let's just start it.
Right. And who better than Daryl Cuttrell with his contacts if it was going to be something in warehousing to call that guy and call those people
Right.
and get a hold of and be like, hey, we need to work this out and keep it a drag strip and get it back going because the bones are there. You can do drag racing without a tower or build something completely new. Look, this crew, they've been getting it done. The first time they held a national event, it was impressive what they had on the first go around. So if there's a group that can get it done, I do believe it is them.
And I do think bringing it all the way back to Lex June and all these guys that are not super consistent on the NHRA tour that just need laps. Everybody talks about that. We just need laps. We need our crew guys to – oh, okay, come on. Josh. What?
Yes, Josh. That's why he's the silent assassin.
I've been throwing every time I go into Josh's spectacular shop in Ocala. I throw it out there. Hey, well, that's a really nice car. That's a really nice car. That's a really nice car. Josh has never offered to give me any of his cars because he's a businessman. Because he doesn't give stuff away. He's a businessman. He's a smart guy. Redo my background. What? Now my lighting is junk. I will admit my lighting is junk because I came in here kind of, realizing I was a little bit behind the 8 ball. But yeah, my background is kind of solid. I do need to get more Josh Hart stuff. That is true because I got all my Steelers stuff up here.
Yeah, you got a Ron Capps head.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah,
I need some Josh Hart stuff too, like a visor or something to stick back there. Something.
I appreciate Josh Hart tuning in and Will Smith.
Yeah,
that's the great thing. That's the silly season stuff.
Yes.
So which lasts longer, an employee at the IHRA or the schedule?
Oh man, come on, Bobby. That's a shot.
Wow.
Above the belt, man. You just hit him in the giblets.
I didn't hit anybody in the giblets. That's just humor.
That's just comedy. That's just Bobby Bennett comedy.
That's why I stick to being a drag racing reporter. Comedy Act never caught on.
All right. Speaking of reporting, I'm throwing this to you, Elon. So today on the on WFO, Joe proceeds to say that that the days of teams releasing information is over, and if you say something, the story's going to get leaked. Well, there's several of us in this room, and is it okay to be leaking information? Because a lot of us know information, a lot of us in here know information, and yet we don't leak that information. So is it F it season now, and I can just start running my mouth?
No, here's as a PR person, here's how I handle my bit, and all of you know this. I'll send out information in advance and just say, hey, please hold this until tomorrow at 10 o'clock, or if it goes out on a Friday for a Monday. And everyone on this call has just adhered to that and been like, hey, we appreciate it because you guys have formatting and you have all this other scheduling stuff. Now, there are times when I'm like, hey, can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but if you like, hey, we're making an announcement about a driver that I may know going to this team, and if you want to put it in your rumor mill or tease it, that's fine too. But I just think that there's some things you just want to, if it's a big enough announcement, like the Alexis announcement today.
Yeah.
That took time to put together because an announcement like that, Josh Hart to JFR, you want to have everyone get it at the same time so it gets everywhere.
Right.
And you have Josh lined up doing all the shows. So that's the big thing. Now, some things you can't control, crew chief does something, gets hired away. That news you got two competing interests there. You got the team that hired the guy and the team that lost the guy. So how do you, I've always been a fan of, if you lost the guy, get your message out there first so you control the narrative. So you don't look like you're a wounded duck kind of deal, if that makes sense.
So, Elon, how much do the publicists take the Competition Plus rumor mill?
It depends on which publicist. I see the benefit of it. There's other, Bobby, there's some people that don't understand the power of Competition Plus. When you chop it all up, having a story on Competition Plus, to me, reaches as many eyeballs as NHRA.com. That's just facts. You know, you want to have journalists or people out there covering the sport consistently, they're going to find stuff out. I would rather have 5 competition pluses than one NHRA.com. You know, just because, you know, I've been a huge advocate from the jump of supporting Dugenais, supporting Lee, supporting, you know, Michaela, this young lady that's getting a podcast. If you want to start a podcast and you're going to do it right, I'll find you guests. My drivers, you know, I'll just tell them, hey, this is a gal that's just trying to get coverage. And we're going to give them a shot, because that was going back to when I was with Force. Force was great about this, still is great about this. He'll talk to anybody. And I don't know if you guys remember the great Dwight Drum. Do you guys remember Dwight Drum out of Florida?
That name sounds familiar.
He was a little kooky. He had a little Stan Creekmore in him. Sweet Stan Creekmore.
Stan, oh my God, Stan.
Creekmore.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Stan Creekmore. Stan was an acquired taste.
Yes.
But he was out there and he was covering stuff and he was trying to be as professional as possible. And he did some stuff that people didn't like, and I get it. You know, you get out there and all that stuff, but I would always help out Stan Creekmore and Dwight Drum, because they went to NHRA races. They went to NASCAR races. They went to NFL stuff. Dwight went to everything in Florida. He was at the Super Bowl one year and asked Tom Brady about John Force and about the championship mentality of multi-time champion. And Brady was like, not really familiar with John, but blah, 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 blah. Well, then you basically have a quote from Tom Brady about Force.
Right.
I think Stan Creekmore asked Jeff Gordon about the Gordon funny car at a NASCAR race. You know, so those guys are out there loving the sport. You know, Dugenais does that. Dugenais goes all over the place and asks questions about drag racing and other sports and things like that. And we need that. So, you know, do I like the rumor mills? Of course, sometimes I don't, but that's just the cost of doing business. I can't begrudge Bobby or Tracy or Nikki or whoever, Susan Wade, for out there talking to people. And if somebody tells them something, okay, well, that's not really my problem, unless I need to circle back and tell people, shut up. Don't say that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I've been where you are in PR things, so I keep my mouth shut. I'm like, nope. I have friends. I don't even know where they're going. I'm afraid to ask them. I'm like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Well, I'll give you a hint. The more vague I am, the more I know.
Yeah.
So if you see me tiptoeing around like I'm wearing Gene Simmons platform heels in a minefield, you'll know that I know more than I'm putting out there. And you know, I had Elon come up to me at a race, and he was just laughing, just dying. He says, "My gosh, how much more can you just tell the story without telling the story?"
Yeah. Basically, just all Bobby needed to do, like back in November, was just take out unnamed driver and drop in Alexis DeJoria. But he didn't, and you know that's the thing is you want people out there talking about it. But here's my issue is when some things get out there that are speculative, and then the keyboard warriors get out there and start saying stupid stuff.
Yeah.
That I don't like. If like the speculation is Will Smith is going to drive the John Force Racing funny car, or Chris King is going to drive the John Force Racing funny car, or Bobby Bodie, all these people that are going to come out and say, oh, it should be Jordan Vandergriff because he's a Fox guy and they're going to get a lot more Fox coverage, blah, blah. That stuff, just recycling the same 5 people irritates me.
I agree.
And because you just don't know how much corporate America can look beyond that. And I'm afraid sometimes they don't, that they just look at comments and see 30 negative comments from random people that don't know anything that we all know.
I like it when they try to bring drivers back from the 1990s.
Oh, yeah.
Gasoline was under $1 a gallon.
Somebody brought up bringing Melanie Troxel back. And, I mean, I don't even know what Melanie Troxel is doing now. I hope she's just
Right.
living a good life, you know, being a regular person or doing whatever. But like,
Right.
you're digging deep for that.
Yeah, that's real deep.
But that's
Real
the thing.
deep.
Going back to IHRA, that's the thing I'm happy about. They are bringing back some old teams. Maybe not Melanie Troxel old, but they're bringing back IHRA, having this smaller schedule and smaller days. I can't say who, but I've been talking to, I've been hearing people who haven't raced for a while who are coming back out to do IHRA, and they'll probably bleed into the NHRA at some point.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
you
Well,
look
Not
at,
Melanie, but
I was going through the points list today. There were over 30 people that raced Top Fuel in NHRA this year. There were close to 30 in Funny Car. Now, some of those people were in the same car, but I think realistically there are 40 Top Fuel dragsters that could be competitive if they got enough time and enough money.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
let's get 20 of them over in IHRA. Let's get 20 of them in NHRA. And then at big races, let's have 30 Top Fuel dragsters. I think there's a much greater chance of that happening in 2026. I'll say it. I think there's going to be some races in the 75th anniversary of the NHRA that will have 25 Top Fuel dragsters.
Yeah, I can see that, because you're talking about people who now, especially for the IHRA, what I like about it is, and I always go to Lex June, and the fact that they're able to get laps, and not only able to get laps, but the money's a little better, so it's going to be able to help out their program. And really, with a lot of these teams, it's not so much whether it's the parts, it's in the funding, it's the fact that they don't get enough laps to get out there and hit the ground running sometimes, especially when it comes down to some of the adverse conditions we faced from Friday to Sunday.
Mhm.
Almost every weekend, no day was the same. And that's difficult for a small team who doesn't get that many laps. But now this person gets to go over here in IHRA and experience different, weather conditions and things of that nature. And now they start getting a little laps. They start building their program from the money that they're getting.
Yeah.
And now you start seeing more consistency, and they're even more of a threat when they come over to NHRA. So, yeah, I can see that. I can see some of these races having 20 cars.
Well,
And it goes both ways. Look at what Sean Reed did.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, takes the opportunity to go to an IHRA race to get ready to come back in. That I think you'll see more of that.
Yeah.
well, and a lot of people aren't talking about it, but Spencer Massey announced that he bought the Lagana's operation.
Mhm.
And so we're going to see Massey Motorsports out there, and we're going to see Spencer back driving more regular too.
Well, let's look
Right.
at the big picture here. How much do you think that $50,000 helped that he
Yes.
won helped Lex June?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Teams that won, you know what they want to do? They want to run the IHRA because for a time now they come in the gate and know that they have a chance to win.
Yes.
Good point, Rob.
Yeah, and I think that's always the great thing, and it's always bothered me when announcers would say the I side and all that stuff, because I'm like, what I side are you talking about? Are you talking about the I side where you use effectively 75% of their operating procedures, where you now run 4 of their classes that were created over there? Is that the I side you're talking about? Or the I side where Warren Johnson went to race and won 2 world championships and learned how to win over there, whereas he didn't win in NHRA? Or the Daryl Aldermans that learned how to race over there? The Ricky Smiths?
Clay Milliken. Hello.
Yep.
And,
For
hello.
sure.
Yep.
For sure. So, and that's what excites me is it's just more opportunity to give more Top Fuel, Funny Car guys, Pro Stock guys the chance to get better, because that just makes everyone's product better.
Mhm. I agree.
Chris mentioned finding crew guys, and that's something that the IHRA, with having a little bit more of turnaround time and also flexibility that the NHRA might not have, that has been beneficial. Just crew people having time to gel and learn their role and get it down. The IHRA has come into 2026 and already, gave drag racing something that it needed at the professional nitromethane burning level. And that is a proving and learning grounds and a place to build. Very hard to do that in the NHRA right now at that level. But we've got it again in the IHRA. Professional motorsports, yes, but also a place that you can build your program and get it right and then be competitive on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, what IHRA pulled off, putting together 5 nitro events, and all that they did to pull this off, I think it's freaking incredible. I think it's incredible.
It is.
And I think them going to 8th Mile, I support it 100%. And for the people that say, well, I will never go to an IHRA race because they run 8th Mile, then don't go.
Right.
Nobody's
Right.
begging you.
Right.
Okay? Look, my track went to 8th Mile, my local track, Spartanburg Dragway, rest in peace. The drag racing capital of the world with 38 world championships won from Spartanburg County alone, I might add. Spartanburg Dragway in 1979 went to an 8th Mile. And I see why. Because I think they only had like 300 feet to slow down or you went over a cliff. And I can tell you that Shirley Muldowney still holds the track record for the housing development in there. She ran 238 miles an hour, beat Don Garlitz, who got out of it early. But when they were together, the header flames, the track was so narrow, the header flames crossed
over.
Wow.
It's the most incredible thing. But here's the thing. As a 12-year-old, I'm like, well, I don't understand. How are they running a 650 and the NHRA cars are running a 650 in the quarter mile? And so what I did is one of my heroes ran a modified car, and his index was a 980, okay, in the quarter mile. But it was like a 640 in the 8th mile. So when he ran a 630 off of that 640 index or 630 at Spartanburg Dragway, I knew to take a 10th off the 990 index. So I said, oh, he ran that would have been a 980 in the quarter mile. So, like, if a 12-year-old can figure it out.
Bobby knows math.
I mean, look, I've learned in this life that there's a ceiling on intelligence, but when it comes to dumbassery, the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. All right, I have to hop off because I've got to go put my Christmas tree up. All right.
Go put it up.
Right.
Yes.
All right. I'll see all you guys at PRI next week. Will you guys all be at PRI?
I wish I was going to be there, but I'm not.
Yes.
All right.
We'll see you.
I'm sure I will
Take
talk
care.
to all you guys about whipping all my clients into your podcasts and interview areas.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Well, I'll get them all on the rumor
Take care.
mill sooner or later.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
right. That's right.
So,
Thank you, Elon.
Well, I can tell you one thing, and Scott Woodruff broke some news when we were on the show here about a month ago. Congratulations to you guys pulling that one off.
Yes, good job.
But I have a bit of news personal to me that I'm going to break. No, I'm not going to be a grandfather again, but I'm already kidded out here. I told somebody, I said, I've had kids nonstop in my house since 1987. I could have committed a crime and I'd have been out of jail by now. But anyway, it will be. I'll give you a sneak peek. The press release hasn't come out, but I have been commissioned to write a book.
Wow.
I am writing the life story of Roy Hill.
That is cool.
That is pretty awesome.
Yes.
So cool.
I've already done all of my interviews that I can finish it up probably over the Christmas holidays, between competition plus work. And it's like one of those things, and you know how Roy says, I want you to write my book for me. And I said,
Hear it.
okay, all right, I'm game. He said, but it can't be printed until I'm gone. I said, well, I don't want to join you shortly thereafter. So, but there's a lot of stuff in the book, and all I can tell you, and I'm not saying it because I'm the writer. I think anybody could have taken this story and made it a bestseller, and I think it will be, because how in the world can you describe trying to sell a sponsorship to the Teamsters, having the Hells Angels as your security at your campgrounds, and the family all in one, and I'll just leave it at that. And I'm just like, I said, if it was anybody other than Roy Hill, I wouldn't believe it. But because it comes out of his mouth, I know it's absolutely true, because nobody could. Look, I wouldn't be a good fiction writer, but that ain't. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a book. It's going to be called Relentless: The Roy Hill Story, and I'm probably about 10 to 12,000 words into it already.
Wow, that is so cool. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Awesome. I think that's going to be a great read because he's a great personality. Yes. And you guys are so tight. I think that's going to be an amazing read.
Yeah, he's a great personality.
He's a very misunderstood person. But if you can make it through that first chapter of that book without tears coming to your eyes about what he went through as a kid, and let me tell you something, it's so very hard to bare your soul. And when you bare your soul on the stuff that it doesn't portray you in the best light, that's something. And it's just, I'm telling you, I said it in my foreword. I said, when you cut an onion, or when an onion's cut, if you put it in the right seasoning and everything, it's savory. But without seasoning, and you just cut it raw, it brings tears to your eyes. Yeah. And the more that I learned about Roy Hill was like peeling back an onion.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
I can't wait to hear more stories.
There's your story to break. Oh,
I think it'll be laughing. You'll be laughing. You'll be crying.
I'd have to break it then.
Yay. Well, congrats on that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I hope all of you read it. And I hope you, let me tell you something. Props to Emily. I know you don't see Emily a whole lot. Emily is my youngest daughter. She's 20-something years old, and she runs the business end of Competition Plus. And today, she shipped out 50 orders from our Black Friday sale at the Competition Plus.
Nice.
So we have some new shirts coming. We have still some of the old ones. And I'm telling you, once they're gone, they're gone. Like the Warren Johnson Monte Carlo, the Billy Meyer Mustang, the Billy Meyer not Skull Bandit, the Hawaiian Tropic car, the Pat Musey Monza. We've got some new shirts coming, and they are bad to the bone.
Yay.
Get your shirts. Go to the competitionplusstore.com.
And something I wanted to bring up before I forget too, because I got to go soon too, because I got the other job. PRI. Lots of news is going to come out next week. All the stuff we've been waiting for. I think a lot of it's going to be coming out next week. And Bobby, myself, we're going to be there. Lee, are you going to be there?
I will be there, yes.
Yes. So Thursday. And actually beforehand is WIMNA, which is Women with Drive, Women in Motorsports North America. So a bunch of us ladies will be there for the first half of the week anyways. But then the second half of the week, I'll be doing all the social media. Bobby will be there doing interviews, doing business. Lee, what kind of stuff do you got going on out there?
I'm there mainly for McKinney Corp, Ultrasonic, and Southeast Gases Association, Chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'll be doing this.
There,
We got the
guys.
Mom and Dad's booth too. So we got the Clark Copperhead
nice.
Gaskets booth. So I'll be there with Mom and Dad. I'll be doing Competition Plus. Plus, I volunteer with the Della Penna Foundation, and we're going to bring local high school girls who want to get into motorsports and STEM. We're going to have them out there, and I'm looking for more NHRA girls to come talk to them and give them their words of wisdom. So it is going to be a packed. And I talked to Michael Good, the president of PRI, on Monday while he was stopping into the TV station. And he said this is going to be the biggest PRI they've had yet. And if you've never been there, it takes up the entire Indiana Convention Center, which is huge, and Lucas Oil Stadium where the Colts play. And they're going to have the sim again, the big whole sim display over at Lucas Oil again too.
If I might jump in, someone was asking me about breaking the story on the new shirts that we got coming. I can tell you Ricky Smith's 1986 Motorcraft Mustang.
Oh, wow.
Warren Johnson's Silver Hearst Olds. Dale Poldy's Miller Warrior Trans Am funny car.
I have a tank top.
Grand Am is Grand Am. The Buddy Ingersoll, the only V6 turbo Buick Pro Stocker. And we're going to jump back on with a second generation of Scotty Cannon Heritage Series. So,
all right, that's a great lineup.
Yeah.
We're aiming to have a new shirt a week. That's
I have an OG. I have an OG War Eagle tank top.
And Pat Musey as well.
Okay.
Another new Pat Musey shirt.
All right. That's as Dave W. pointed out, that's a good list.
Well, and I know who will be buying some is Will Smith. I don't know if you guys have ever talked to him. Will's an old soul, and he loves all that vintage NHRA stuff. He will actually go to sorry, I'm not outing you on this, Will, but he'll go to antique stores and he's got like old Winston jackets. He's got like all that old merch. So I know he'll be buying a couple.
There you go.
And Buddy Hull, I saw he's on here. Your tallness will be calling you tomorrow for an interview. That one we discussed at Las Vegas. The tall Bobby Bennett will be calling you.
Very good. Very good. Yep. Well, folks, look, thank you all for joining in. I know we didn't talk about everything, just highlight, kind of skimming. 2025 has been absolutely fascinating. We still got drag racing going on. The Winter Series kicks off this very weekend with the Snowbirds down there at Bradenton. And we've got a lot to look forward to at PRI. As many have said, though, PRI kind of feels like the end of one season, really the start of another.
Yeah.
So we're excited about PRI. We're excited about the drag racing that still remains. And what a great season for drag racing it has been. And it really, I think, has set up 2026 overall to be one of the best drag racing seasons, period. Because, like, we didn't talk about Chaos. I mean, guys, Chris Graves is about to go into year 10 next year with the Chaos brand, and he just got done with, Brett Kepner confirmed the largest altered meet ever in drag racing history. And now it's already 2 dates in 2026. So, like, Chris Graves is doing some marvelous things for the sport, and Wes Buck is doing marvelous things for the sport. And you've got, Leslie Horn and Southeast Gas Association continue to move forward, and Daryl Cuttrell, and you've got the team at the NHRA. Like, it's good, and it's about to get better, I think.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, like he even had said to Scott about IHRA when I was talking with Woody. I'm like, I looked at the 25 IHRA as more of a restaurant soft opening, and now they've got stuff going. So 2026 is going to be just really lit for them.
What's the guy on Bar Rescue? That's the first opening when he goes, shut it all down, and then opens
it down.
Yes. Right. Right.
They actually passed the stress test. The IHRA
stress test. Yes.
Yes, they did. They did.
And Bar Rescue, but look, we poke fun and we do all this, but we are really proud of what drag racing has come up with this year. We're proud of what the IHRA's been able to pull off. We're proud of what the NHRA's been able to pull off.
Yeah.
We're proud of Funny Car Chaos, Nitro Chaos, and the Southeast Gassers. And every series out there, even the DI Winter Series, I mean, it all works good in the drag racing ecosystem. And I'm telling you, it's like what I said in my commentary on supporting both series, IHRA or NHRA. The only thing that's worse than two of them fighting each other to the death is both of them being dead and you had nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yes.
100%.
Yes. You're right. You're right. Thanks to Mike English. He's been in the comment section the whole show, and I see Robert Hilton. Hey, we're 93 days away from March 5th, the start of March Meet 2026. We're 93 days away. Yeah, I'm counting.
Wow.
I don't do math.
If we don't stop scheduling, Nikki, plug your ears. If we don't stop scheduling the Gator Nationals on top of the March meet,
Exactly.
Getting kicked in the Skittles.
It's like, what is this, like 3 years in a row now? 4 years in a row?
As the Quakers would say, that's sucking.
Yes.
Yes.
Get it
Well, no offense to the Gators, but my choice is March Meet. So
I'm a Gators girl. Sorry.
And if I get called for some strange reason to have to work that because Lee has called me, well, guess where I'm going?
No, you come to Gators. That's where you and I get to finally hang out and talk to
That's
people.
true. That's true.
No. I bring you in Krispy Kremes.
But if he waves those Benjamins,
Yeah.
Yeah. This office.
Well, thank you, folks, for your time. Been fun to have you all in the comment section, and been fun to have the panel here. Dujanay Bland, Nikki Clark, and also Bobby Bennett. Hey,
Yes.
you can believe what you read concerning drag racing on the internet at competitionplus.com. Thank you all. Till next time, God bless. Keep the pedal to the metal.
QuarterMileClassifieds.com is a new and easier alternative to online classified advertising. We make it a simple experience with $20 getting your car, hauler, engine, or parts listed for 2 weeks. If you want to make a bigger splash, we have VIP listings that provide even more exposure, including social media. On QuarterMileClassifieds.com, you get up to 10 photos of video and up to 2,000 characters to deliver the message you need to make the sale. QuarterMileClassifieds.com is a trusted classified ad partner of Competition Plus and the Rooftech Top Eliminator Bonus Fund. Visit QuarterMileClassifieds.com today.